What a do, skibbity boo. Today we are going to take a closer look at the new god coming to SMITE, Baba Yaga, and take a look to see what the developers have said about her. Who is Baba Yaga? In Slavic folklore, there is a witch who dwells deep in the woods. Travelers, heroes, or even royalty would seek her out for help, but that would often come at a price, or not at all. Baba Yaga is cruel and unpredictable, as is her magic. So if you guys don't know, she is going to be a mage. And the developer's vision, Baba Yaga arrives in SMITE due to an overwhelming amount of community support. She's one of the most requested characters, and we are happy to finally make this eerie goddess a reality. We keep the god release schedule exciting through a combination of community requested gods and gods that the dev team strongly believes in. This results in many different gods being labeled as community requested, but we want to make sure that Baba Yaga gets the credit she deserves. This character had such overwhelming community support that we are now launching a character that we might have overlooked entirely if it weren't for your voices. So it sounds like the community really wanted Baba Yaga, and the developers were kind of like, yeah, I guess that's a good idea. We'll do it. So anyway, back to the script. Baba Yaga has a wide range of myths about her from a large window of historical eras. She has many unique powers and influences throughout these tales. In one such story, she tasks a young woman with cruel chores in exchange for a skull lantern. Upon receiving the lantern, it burns her entirely oppressive family away, granting her freedom. She is said to have control over the day and night and the sun itself. She is also sometimes more than a protector or a matron of nature of certain families. Baba Yaga. Theme: witchcraft. Her magic results from her mortar and pestle, where she mashes together strange ingredients into potions or spells with a wide array of effects. For the visual, an old and scary woman who rides around in a mortar and pestle, usually pictured along with her cabin that walks on chicken legs. Personality is chaotic, neutral. She can help, she can hurt, sometimes both or neither. This personally leads to a combination of creepy and wacky in SMITE. So help or hurt, she probably has some kind of damage tick or some kind of heal for allies. Perspective: Baba Yaga is widely unpredictable and unreliable, and many gods aren't even aware if her existence is real or not. Gods tend to keep distance from her. So I don't know if that might work into her passive or if they're just kind of throwing that out there. In the SMITE storyline, Baba Yaga will be sought out by Mulan for answers about the Jade corruption. Okay, so they're tying it back to the Jade corruption event. That's their lore and story building that they do. Along the way, Mulan will meet Persephone. Mulan has little understanding of what Persephone has done, but the Queen of the Underworld seems genuinely willing to help, so Mulan agrees to let her travel with her. They seek out Baba Yaga for answers and get to experience her torment personally. Dark things are coming to SMITE, and who better to foretell them than Baba Yaga? We had strong starting goals for Baba Yaga. Even the early iterations don't look so drastically different from each other. So if we take a look at this picture here, we can kind of see Baba Yaga cooking in her brew. Then we have the Baba Yaga almost like different stances. I guess that's different types that they might have done. Then we've got a couple different pots, couple different staffs, couple different faces. That's kind of what they drew out. And if we look down here, this is going to be the final version of Baba Yaga. So really old lady. She's got a pretty cool pot and staff going on. Start with a creepy old witch, design a mortar for her ride, and design a pestle that doubles as a mage staff. Of course she had to be paired with the walking cottage as well. The concept artist did a great amount of research into getting her clothing options and coloring it right to fit her culture. Her details are lovingly crafted to portray her witchcraft trinkets and her Slavic origins. Her mortar impetus were designed to give a SMITE level to power items that are usually described as in rather simple terms. The mortar feels like a powerful ancient relic with sources of power shown through blue emissives. Her pestle gradually works its way into a gnarled staff as a reference to her association with nature. Baba Yaga also has a sidekick, her witch's cabin. We wanted the cabin to have a personality of its own, which is mostly given through animation. The cabin will be able to walk around, see comfortably into places, and even become startled by combat. It really has a life of its own. So it sounds like it's a walking ward in a sense. So imagine a Scotty dog that you could place somewhere and it just act as a ward and just kind of hang out. So here is a picture or sketch of the cabin. It's got the chicken legs, nice front door, some light coming out. So all of that looks cool, some skulls, nice little touch. And then here are some of the different potions or brews. So it looks like she's going to have 4 to choose from. Baba Yaga is a mage focusing on range magical damage. She is intended to be playable in the mid lane mostly, and excels at throwing out ranged poke damage. She is very light on crowd control and instead focuses on zoning out enemies through the threats of damage. In usual Baba Yaga fashion, her damage comes at a chaotic price. So now we're going to take a look at the part that everyone's been waiting for, her kit. So her kit unique features. Her kit features controlled randomness in a way that no other Smite god has. Her first ability, ability 1, changes shape and secondary effects on each fire of the ability. The Baba Yaga player will also know what shape and effect will be fired next, visible in her passive meter. Okay, so that right there tells us quite a bit. So she's not going to be able to choose her potions. She's going to kind of just be able to see what comes next. So I don't know if the potions are going to be random or if it's a cycle, but that's ability 1, and then her passive meter is what's going to indicate which potion is coming next. So that ties into her passive. Ability 2 causes Baba Yaga to brew a potion with a random combination of ingredients that will add bonus damage or secondary effects to its attack. So it sounds like it's just a buff for her 1. And it also says Baba can also store a potion in her consumable slot to be used later. So maybe she can use potions to increase her damage potentially. So then I think her third ability is this a unique take on a leap ability. And then a passive that involves her cabin acting as its own character, pathing around the map. So you might be able to like send it to clear camps potentially. And it's going to act like a ward based on what they've said above. And then the ability to sack items faster than other gods, that has to do with her staff and her passive, I would assume. An ability where she gets in her cabin and controls it. So this might be like a Hera ult if you could be the pet. So Hera's ult when she summons the giant titan-like creature, if you could somehow control him instead of Hera. If Hera would like use that as body armor. So I think that's a pretty cool ultimate. And then here's the final picture of the Witch of the Woods, Baba Yaga. Alright, well if you guys enjoyed this update, if you are excited to play Baba Yaga, make sure to leave a like on this video, maybe even a subscribe for some more Smite news, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.